Welcome to the News and Books podcast, where we explore the stories behind the headlines, the moments that shaped aviation, history, and humanity. Today, we revisit one of the most haunting air disasters in East African skies, Precision Air Flight 494, the tragic flight that ended in the waters of Lake Victoria, Tanzania. Joining me is Captain Baraka, a Tanzanian commercial pilot and aviation safety advocate, who's here to help us understand what really happened that morning, and what lessons the aviation world has learned since. It was a calm Sunday morning, November 6th, 2022. Precision Air Flight 494 took off from Dar es Salaam, bound for Bukoba, with a stopover in Mwanza. On board were 43 people, 39 passengers, and 4 crew, including Captain Buruhani Rubaga, a veteran pilot with more than 23,000 flight hours, and his co-pilot Peter Odhiambo from Kenya. But as the aircraft, a 12-year-old ATR-42-500 turboprop named Bukoba, approached its destination, something went terribly wrong. At 8:45 a.m., the plane crashed into Lake Victoria, just 500 meters short of the runway. Captain Baraka, take us there. What kind of conditions were the crew facing that morning?
Eric, it was one of those classic Lake Victoria weather systems, under low clouds, poor visibility, and heavy rain. Bukoba Airport is right by the lake, so conditions can shift rapidly. The pilots were trying to land under visual flight rules, but visibility was deteriorating fast. Essentially, they were flying blind near water, a recipe for disaster.
According to survivors, the pilots had to reroute due to bad weather, even flying toward the Tanzania-Uganda border before turning back. But during final approach, they hit severe turbulence. Moments later, the aircraft struck the water. Survivors said the front of the cabin filled with water almost instantly, creating chaos. Some passengers managed to unfasten their seatbelts and swim out through the emergency exits.
Yes, and what's remarkable is how local fishermen became the first responders. They rowed out with boats, broke open the rear door using a wooden oar, and began pulling survivors to safety. One fisherman even tried to break into the cockpit with an axe to save the pilots. Sadly, both pilots were alive and conscious, but trapped. By the time professional rescuers arrived, they had drowned.
Heartbreaking. Those few minutes meant everything. Soon after the crash, the Tanzania Civil Aviation Authority, CAA, launched an investigation, joined by experts from France's BEA and aircraft maker ATR. Preliminary reports showed that the pilots were flying under visual rules in poor weather, and crucially, they ignored multiple warnings from the Enhanced Ground Proximity Warning System, or EGPWS.
That's right, Eric. The EGPWS is basically the last line of defense. It warns pilots if the aircraft is too close to terrain or water. But in this case, the crew didn't respond until 2 seconds before impact. Far too late. The final report in January 2025 revealed that the aircraft struck the water at a 2-degree nose-down angle, slightly banked to the left. The main cause? Breakdown in cockpit communication and situational awareness, what we call a CRM failure, crew resource management.
Bukoba Airport was immediately shut down. Across Tanzania, shock turned to grief. President Samia Suluhu Hassan sent condolences, urging calm and prayer as rescue operations unfolded. A day later, hundreds gathered at Kaitaba Stadium for a national funeral, led by Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa. A solemn moment uniting Muslims, Christians, and families of the victims. The government covered all funeral expenses and offered financial support to the affected families.
That unity was powerful, but this tragedy also sparked crucial conversations about weather forecasting, pilot training, and emergency coordination at smaller airports. The fishermen who first responded became heroes, but their actions also highlighted how far some regional airports are from having quick response rescue units.
Every tragedy leaves a lesson behind. For Precision Air 494, it's about respecting weather warnings, enforcing stricter instrument approach procedures, and never underestimating the lake effect.
Exactly. Many smaller airports in Africa lack advanced landing aids like the ILS, Instrument Landing System. That forces pilots to rely on visibility. The industry must invest in technology and training, not just aircraft. And above all, it reminds us the human factor remains aviation's greatest strength and sometimes its weakest link.
As the sun rose over Bukoba that Sunday morning, the tail of Precision Air Flight 494 still protruded from Lake Victoria's calm waters, a haunting image of loss and courage. 19 souls never made it home, but their memory continues to shape a safer tomorrow. Captain Baraka, thank you for helping us honor them and understand what went wrong.
Thank you, Eric. May they rest in peace, and may we never stop learning.
Amen to that. This has been the News and Books Podcast. I'm Eric, and we'll see you next time, where stories meet truth.